Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Reborn as a Snake, Turning into a Dragon. Chapter 41. Because Lin Mu's whole body was burning with flames, the baby ghost on the snake's back was forced to retreat. But this retreat, not close. The ghost baby can only be beaten passively, facing the baptism of a ferocious snake tail like a storm. Whenever a ghost baby is shot, it will end up as a lump of meat. It's physically strong, but after all, it's just born, so it can't bear it at all. Lin Mu's snake tail not only contains the majestic power of the physical body, but also carries the power of supernatural powers. However, the baby ghost moved too fast. It turned into a ghostly aura and diffused back and forth. Lin Mu frowned slightly, and his mind moved. Cast the cloud calling spell. Immediately, I saw an auspicious cloud flying from the sky. The sheku opened, and a beam of lightning poured into it. The auspicious cloud instantly darkened and turned into a black cloud like iron, with lightning flashing and thundering in the depths. In the end, this dark cloud blessed by thunder and lightning hung over the ghost baby's head, gloomy. Wei Ying was a little dazed. Looking at the dark clouds covering him, he felt a sense of crisis somewhere. Whoosh! It is very clever and cunning, and dodges directly. But dark clouds follow like a shadow. The wind. Lin Mu cast the wind and rain, but only the wind. The strong wind in Dongyang village greatly affected the speed of the ghost baby's movement. Boom boom boom. The dark cloud covering the ghost baby's head showed its power. A bolt of lightning struck down. Due to the speed of the ghost baby being affected by the strong wind, it still managed to escape. But the thunder and lightning above the head began to strike down in an endless stream. In the end, a frantic bombardment was formed. The ghost baby quacked strangely, becoming panicked. One inattentive, a thunderbolt added to the body, and the whole body became numb. Followed by dozens of thunderbolts. Never die. The ghost baby was instantly submerged in the thunder and let out screams. Fight. The land god narrowed his eyes, shocked in his heart. The newly promoted Snake King of Tianxing Mountain can use spells to such a flexible level. He does not pursue the maximum power of spells, but involves the enemy to the greatest extent. Achieve the last favorable kill. The baby ghost is an unborn ghost at any rate, with astonishing potential. But facing the Snake King, he couldn't give full play to his own advantages at all. One-sided beating. The god of earth watched the baby ghost gradually distort under the baptism of thunder and lightning, until it was reduced to ashes and dissipated in screams. The battle between demons and ghosts came to an easy end. The peerless ghost baby that was painstakingly fed with blood left the world in a hurry as soon as it was born. Lin Mu's snake eyes were indifferent, and Ji Yubo was not surprised when the ghost baby was killed by himself. For his snake, any ghost with potential, or baby ghost with peerless potential, is nothing but scum. A stream of merit descended from the sky. Tens of thousands of meritorious scales were manifested on the top of his head. Lin Mu was slightly surprised. This is a great merit. But what he doesn't know is that if the ghost baby develops normally, it will bring devastating disasters to these 10 miles and 8 villages. It would be even more serious if he was not killed in time and promoted to the Ghost King. The temptress is dead, and the ghost baby is also dead. That's great. The people of Dongyang village burst into cheers again. Thank you Lord Snake King for saving me Dongyang village again. Please accept our whole village's 3 kneelings and 9 kowtows. Chen Denganian excitedly led everyone to kowtow. Lin Mu looked indifferently at the crowd of people kowtowing to him, feeling nothing in his heart. He took a deep look at this Snake King temple, which has a lot of history, and it gave him a kind feeling invisibly. The snake-shaped statue standing on the altar inside is even more connected with his snake blood. After the villagers worshipped, they still knelt on the ground, staring at the majestic giant snake in front of them in admiration. There is no trace of fear in the eyes, only the madness of a believer. It seems that as long as the Snake King speaks, they are willing to sacrifice their lives for it. Lin Mu felt the fiery eyes from the villagers. That kind of look clearly looked up at the gods aloft. No wonder he was called. The Snake King of Tianxing Mountain has already formed a fruitful relationship with this village. Even if the Snake King is not Lin Mu, but another Snake King, he will still summon him. As for whether the other Snake Kings went down the mountain to take shelter, or watched the villagers have a feast, that's hard to say. After thinking for a moment, Lin Mu turned around, and his huge body was about to leave. But before leaving, his snake eyes glanced at a certain corner of the Snake King temple. Congratulations to Lord Snake King. Deafening voices came and went in Dongyang village. Even though the Snake King was gone, the villagers were still excited. It feels like a dream. Only the old man Chen Denganian said with a lonely expression, I'm afraid I won't live to see Lord Snake King next time. Because the last time the Snake King appeared was 100 years ago. Then the next time after this time, I don't know how many years later. At least at his age, he couldn't make it through. At this time, from the sky, a piece of purple gold scales floated into the temple courtyard and fell into everyone's eyes. The scales are the size of an adult's palm, and the purple gold luster shimmers. The texture is like fine jade. Chen Denganian burst into tears of excitement. This scale is a gift from the Snake King. Then, under the gaze of everyone, the purple gold scale flew to the forehead of the serpentine statue in the altar and imprinted on it. With the blessing of this scale, the serpentine statue suddenly came to life. There was a sense of inviolable coercion. Gods enter, long live Lord Snake King. Old man Chen Denganian became excited again. The seemingly simple scales are printed on the statue, but the meaning behind it represents that the Snake King chose to protect Dongyang village again. This has the same meaning as the yin god of Chungwang temple stationed in the village. From now on, no matter what disasters happen in this village, there will be the king of snakes in the mountains behind them. Any ghost who wants to bring disaster to Dongyang village has to weigh his own weight first. What is the new Snake King of Tianxing Mountain? Could it be that he wants to be a demon spirit that protects the living beings, doing good deeds and accumulating virtue? The land god in the corner couldn't believe it. But the newly promoted Snake King appeared at the foot of the mountain twice, and he witnessed them both with his own eyes. Appeared in Taiping village for the first time and killed the village god sent by Chungwang temple. Seemingly lawless, he doesn't take the imperial court or Gongxianxi seriously. It is a demon who does evil. But in fact, no one in Taiping village was killed in Sheku, but benefited instead. Because the land god knows what a village god is. Not to mention Dongyang village this time, protecting the villagers and killing peerless ghost babies. This is a great act of kindness and great merit that benefits the country and the people. In particular, the merit scales on the head of the newly promoted Snake King have reached the point where they cannot be ignored. No, the old man wants to test it out in person. When Lin Mu left Dongyang village, he turned into a 3-inch little snake, and Tengyan returned to Tianxing Mountain. But when he flew to the foot of Tianxing Mountain, a puff of green smoke came out, blocking Lin Mu's way. Then, a short, white-haired old man manifested, with kind eyes and kind eyes. Snake King, can I have a chat with the old man? Local land god Lin Mu discovered the land god in Dongyang village, but when he saw him, he just watched from the sidelines. He didn't see it at all. But stopping himself now, Lin Mu remembered the imperial court's arrest warrant for him. He said indifferently, you want to arrest me? No, the immortal secretary ordered you to be arrested, but I don't like to fight, and I don't want to make meritorious deeds. I just have doubts in my heart when I show up this time. Lin Mu looked at the land god silently. The land god said, you are the new Snake King in the mountains, but you shot in Taiping village and Dongyang village successively. What is your intention? What is the intention? Lin Mu laughed when he heard that. He went to Taiping village because the village god likes to eat snakes, and he, the Snake King, must take care of it. Dongyang village was called by believers and had to go down the mountain. Lin Mu didn't do it on purpose twice. There is no age in the mountains, the Snake King came down to stretch, but you saw it all. The land god shook his head, it's just that simple. Lin Mu hung in the air, not bothering to explain. But you, the snake, turned against the imperial court. You reigned twice and slapped the god of the gods in the face, which violated the court's laws. You also boldly attacked the demon division and killed 4 court officials. How do you explain this? Lin Mu said lightly, whether the rainfall of this king can cause floods or bring harm to the living beings. On the contrary, 2 rainfalls can alleviate the drought in all directions. Attacking the demon slayer is nothing more than repaying him with his own way. Could it be that you are easy to bully as a demon and can only be beaten passively? After the god of earth heard this, his eyes sparkled, and he blurted out, if you misunderstand, you have merit and virtue, and you are willing to submit to the imperial court. Lin Mu was taken aback. This land is here to surrender. Although he was a human in his previous life, he is a snake in this life. Since you are a snake, you should draw a clear line with people. Human monsters have different paths. This sentence is a wise saying. It's fine to submit to the imperial court. Everyone will not violate the river if they enter the water. But, Lin Mu's snake eyes flashed brightly. I won't offend people if they don't attack me. If people attack me, I will kill them. It doesn't matter whether it's the gods of the Immortal Division or the officials of the Demon Division. Don't bother coming. Mess with me, this snake. Old man of the land, take back the words of the Snake King. Lin Mu left a sentence and disappeared with a glimpse. When he came to this world, he just wanted to develop insignificantly and become a dragon. It's not like provoking trouble, but if someone can't tolerate him as a snake, then just wait to be buried in Sheku. The god of land looked at the direction where Lin Mu disappeared, and murmured to himself, this snake is rebellious, and you can do things according to your preferences. I am afraid that if you have evil thoughts in the future, it will be a catastrophe. Forget it, I'd better go to the capital and report what happened today. When Lin Mu returned to Wolongtan, the first thing he did was to look at the zombie woman in the black coffin. Still asleep, no sign of waking up. Still beautiful and shocking, like a sleeping princess. Lin Mu curled up next to the opponent's head in the posture of a little snake, closing his eyes and meditating. Accompanying this zombie is also to let the other party absorb a little of his own breath. Zombies have a strong aura, and the cold breath of snakes will make her feel comfortable. After a night of company, Lin Mu is ready to sink into the pond to practice. However, after a few hours, Lin Mu seemed to feel something. With a movement of his mind, a very interesting picture appeared in front of his eyes. In the picture, a lively and lovely little girl knelt down towards him with a childish expression. There is still a stick of incense in the small hand. Master Snake King, Nian Nian has come to burn incense for you. The little girl is one of the few children in Dongyang village who have not been harmed by the temptress. She was kowtowing to the statue of the Snake King at the Snake King Temple. Lin Mu left a piece of snake scale printed on the statue in Dongyang village. But he can see all the villagers kowtow to the statue. My father said that Lord Snake King will protect our village every day in the future. With you around, those scary ghosts will not dare to come to our village to cause chaos. Nianian is very grateful. But when you think about it, there are so many people in the village, and the Snake King alone will be too busy. So Nian Nian hopes that Lord Snake King can reward Nian Nian with a spirit dog. It is said in the village that dogs can guard the house and guard the home. Dogs are spiritual, but the dogs in the village are too ugly, and Nianian doesn't like them. Lord Snake King, Nianian wants a powerful and beautiful dog. With such a dog, it can protect Nianian. Can you help Nianian realize this little wish? The little girl chatted innocently and chattered endlessly. After finishing speaking, she held up the incense in her hand and kowtowed a few times. Nianian finished making a wish. Now I'm going home and waiting. I hope I can receive the dog rewarded by Master Snake King tomorrow. If not, Nianian will keep coming to make wishes. Lin Mu, who was coiled in the coffin, couldn't help laughing. This little girl is interesting. No dog, just keep coming to make wishes. This is called a threat. Forget it, this Snake King will grant you this wish. Lin Mu floated out of the coffin, and said faintly, come here. As soon as these words came out, there was a change in the surrounding forests of Wolongtan. I saw a giant python of more than 10 feet swimming out, and lowered its head in the direction of Lin Mu. What orders does Lord Snake King have? Lin Mu said, go and get a dog spirit for this king. It must have high bloodlines, good appearance, and the most important thing is not to have evil spirits on it. Yes, the giant python led the way and left. After about an hour, the giant python came back and vomited towards the stone bridge by the pool. Spit out a large bulldog. Lin Mu took a few glances, and found that this dog was about 200 years old. It was quite big, like a donkey, and ferocious, like a lion. It is very similar to the Tibetan Mastiff in the previous life. Change the other end, this one is too big, too ugly, too fierce. Since it is used as a pet dog for a little girl, and by the way, it is not suitable for guarding the home. When the bulldog heard that the product was about to be returned, he ran away happily. The giant python took the lead again, and went all over the mountains and plains to catch dogs. After another hour or so, the giant python spit out a pure white plush dog with a healthy posture. Medium-sized, neither big nor small, has been practicing for 100 years, and has just become a fine man. But this dog's pupils are one black and one yellow, containing yin and yang, with a prestige of its own. Lin Mu stared deeply at the white-haired dog, and the invisible coercion of the Snake King made the dog tremble. Those that are light and clear are yang, those that float upwards become heaven, those that are heavy and turbid are yin, and those that condense downwards become earth. Yin and yang eyes. It is good. Lin Mu uttered a word, and the giant python was relieved, completed the task, and quietly retreated into the forest. A dog with yin and yang eyes can be seen to know ghosts. It can not only see ghosts, but also have a certain deterrent effect on ghosts. At the same time, it also shows that this dog has amazing potential and extraordinary pedigree. If he hadn't just become a master, and his knowledge is not deep, I'm afraid he wouldn't be caught easily. If it takes time, the tiger will roar in the mountains and forests. According to the definition of human beings, this is definitely a spirit dog, with no human life or evil spirit on it. Dog spirit, you can be caught, it means that your luck is bad, and your life is doomed. I will give you two choices. One is to be swallowed by this Snake King and re-enter reincarnation, and the other is to go to the human village at the foot of the mountain to guard a girl for this Snake King, and take care of her home and nursery for 100 years. After 100 years, you can return to Tianxing Mountain, and this Snake King will grant you a wish at that time. The white dog looked weakly at the center of the pool. There are two choices. There is only one, but it is low-minded, and life-saving is the most important thing, so how dare you have any objections? The little one is willing to go down the mountain to protect the human girl for 100 years. Lin Mu laughed, but remember, when a little girl is born, you will be born. If she has any good or bad, you don't have to go back to the mountain. There will be a snake to swallow you. Small remember. The dog responded with sincerity and trepidation. Then you go. Go Jing bowed to the coffin in the middle of the pool, and reluctantly went down the mountain. In fact, for cultivating living beings, they are unwilling to live with people. Because living in a private house, tainted with popularity will affect the practice. Living in a private house, there are many things to do, and it is difficult to practice calmly. The deep mountains and old forests are not only quiet, but also full of spiritual energy. If there is a chance, if you eat some natural materials and earthly treasures, your morals will skyrocket. However, this dog spirit with good looks, noble blood, and yin and yang eyes has no choice. No matter how bad it is better than no life. Lin Mu watched the dog spirit disappear, but because of the little girl's wish, it gave him a little inspiration. Since Dongyang village is a loyal believer of the Snake King, he has also left his mark, which is equivalent to protection. Some snacks are needed. This is about the face of the Snake King. But Lin Mu's cultivation is important, and he won't put his mind on a mere human village. According to his thinking, Dongyang village has the protection of him, the newly promoted Snake King, and the monsters of Tianxing Mountain must not dare to cause trouble. Then the biggest problem is that ghosts claim their lives. The little girl wanted a spirit dog to guard the home, but she wanted to talk about guarding the home. Wheel against ghosts. In fact, cats are more suitable than dogs. There is a saying, dogs govern the people of the world, cats govern the ghosts of the underworld. Creatures like cats are born with a strong ability to ward off ghosts. If you can find a cat spirit with profound Taoism for Dongyang village, then everything will be safe. Following Lin Mu's idea, a cat with golden hair appeared in the Snake King temple in Dongyang village a few days later. All day lying on the roof of the temple dozed off. But at night, the cat will show its fierce face. Whenever he senses yin qi, his hair will explode all over his body, and his pupils will shine brightly. When a little ghost with no eyes breaks in, open your mouth and inhale, and the little ghost will be sucked into your stomach. Hip a full burp. This is the golden pupil, the best bloodline among cats, born with yin and yang eyes, destined to be the future Elvis. Out of millions of wild cats, only one golden pupil can emerge. However, this cat was also out of luck, and was coerced and lured by Lin Mu before it rose to power. When he came to Dongyang village, he became a village guard slave. Headquarters of Monster Slayer, an office building. A middle-aged man in the uniform of 1,000 households of the imperial court respectfully knelt down in front of Wei Shuzun. Report to the First Master. The hiding place of the new Snake King in Tianxing Mountain has been found, and it is a good time to arrest it. Tianxing Mountain has a vast land and abundant resources, and the peaks are soaring. If you want to find the foothold of the king of the race, it is a first-class intelligence. Where? Wei Shuzun just asked lightly. Nanshan Wolongtan. Wei Shuzun smiled with great interest. It's kind of interesting, being wanted by the court, and daring to settle down in such a shallow mountain location. It seems that I really don't take me seriously. Qianhu said. The snake demon is indeed bold, but Wolongtan is indeed a blessed place for cultivation, with rich spiritual energy. It was occupied by a fierce 1,000-year-old ghost before, causing chaos. Dong Shanxi sent several batches of ghost messengers to get rid of the ghosts, but they all returned in vain. The ghosts would beat them if they could, and they would hide under the deep water if they couldn't. The dove occupies the magpie's nest. Wei Shuzun should have a good time listening to it, and finally ordered, "You know the location, so send 200 households to arrest him. Then the Shuzun will have a good look. The Snake King has grown a few snake galls." 200 households. Thousands of households were shocked. The First Lord seemed calm, but he still put his mind on the newly promoted Snake King. Otherwise, it would be impossible to directly send 200 households into the mountain. You must know that the Demon Slaying Division arranges official positions according to martial arts cultivation. 6th rank School Lieutenant, 5th rank 100 households, 4th rank 1,000 households, 3rd rank 10,000 households, 2nd rank Mirror Envoy, and this is the first adult among the 3 lords in front of him. The legendary beast is between the first grade and the super grade. No one knows the true strength. According to normal force, a 6th rank captain can arrest a 1,000-year-old monster. And the fighting strength of the 5 rank 100 households can catch monsters at the level of the old monsters in the deep mountains. The so-called deep mountain old demon is more than 5,000 years old and less than 10,000 years old. Those who have practiced for thousands of years are already at the level of the Demon King. According to the clues obtained by the Demon Slayer, the newly promoted Snake King in Tianxing Mountain has been around for 5,000 years, so it cannot be too high. After all, the other party has only just become the Snake King, and has not escaped the robbery yet. The usual new Snake King has basically practiced in 3,000 years. If it wasn't for the fact that the Snake King could control the lightning and call the wind and rain this time, or the Monster Slayer Division sent a 6th rank captain to enter the mountain. Therefore, Wei Shuzun sent 200 households by name, which shows that he attaches great importance to the new Snake King. Following Wei Shuzun's order, 200 households wearing flying fish suits walked out of the headquarters of the Monster Slayer Division. They are tall and straight, with embroidered spring knives on their waists and sharp eyes. There was a hidden murderous aura all over his body. In the hands of these two, I don't know how many monsters have been beheaded. Zhang Baihu and Song Baihu next to him looked at each other, and complained as soon as they left the headquarters of Monster Slayer. It's just a newly promoted Snake King, but it has only been practiced for thousands of years, and the First Lord takes it too seriously. He actually sent you and me into the mountain together. Brother Song, according to my opinion, you can go home and lie down. One brother is enough. If you go to the mountain for one night, you will catch the Snake King. Song Baihu also had some complaints in his heart, but he shook his head and refused. No, it was actually the first one who ordered it himself. Who would dare to disobey it? Besides, don't take the credit for sending it to the door for nothing. In addition, the first one named you and me, and also wanted to take care of each other. After all, we are entering Tianxing Mountain. There is only one Snake King. It is not difficult to deal with it, but there are tens of thousands of snakes. If you accidentally get entangled, it will be difficult to escape. Quote. It's true. Zhang Baihu nodded. When we get to Wolongtan, I'll attack the opponent's Snake King. Brother Song, you deal with those snakes, and we will fight quickly. The 2 5-rank 100 households discussed it and set off for Tianxing Mountain in the suburbs. Normally speaking, demon slayers rarely go into the mountains to catch demons. After all, strong dragons do not overwhelm local snakes. Besides, Tianxing Mountain, as the base camp of monsters and ghosts, has too many uncontrollable dangers. This time, it was because of 2 thunderbolts from the newly promoted Snake King, who openly challenge the demon master to kill him and touch the scales. Furthermore, it is because the hiding place of the newly promoted Snake King is actually in the shallow area of Tianxing Mountain, not in the depths. That's why Wei Shuzun ordered to go into the mountain to catch snakes to show he was listening. Warn the world of monsters. The other side is for Shanxi. The city god was very angry when he received the report from the god of the land. Dongyang village is not stationed by the yin god of the town god's temple, and believes that the Snake King in the mountains is originally a great rebellion. But due to being a single spouse, I didn't bother to pursue it and let it fend for itself. But now the Snake King in the mountains is summoned by prayers to go to Dongyang village for protection. Openly slapped Shanxi in the face. In the eyes of these high-ranking gods, all Dongyang village died in the hands of ghosts. This is the retribution it deserves. Now that he is blessed by the Snake King in the mountains, what is going on if he survives? After this example is opened, if the people in the suburbs follow suit repeatedly, instead of believing in ghosts and gods in the town god's temple, they will change their belief in monsters. Where is the offering to the immortal division? If there is no belief of the people in the world, if there is no incense to worship, the ghosts and gods will only be ghosts, and there will be no words for gods behind them. For this kind of vicious incident, the city god will never let it go. Immortal Chief, according to the report from the ghost messenger below, the demon-killing division has sent 2 5th-rank 100 households into the mountain to fetch snakes. Shouldn't we also take action? The city god smiled coldly when he heard the words, Your Majesty ordered the 2 departments to jointly take the snake. Wei Shuzun, who is not a son of man, wants to eat alone, so naturally he can't do what he wants. Where is the impermanence in black and white? As soon as these words came out, 2 phantoms appeared in the hall. The phantom gradually solidified, revealing 2 men, one black and one white. They were dressed in official uniform and held handcuffs and shackles in their hands. The white man is full of smiles, tall and thin, with a pale complexion and a long tongue. The official cap on his head has the words, Make money at first sight, written on it. There is also a strong yang energy on his body. The black man has a fierce face, a wide body and a fat body, with a small black face. The official hat on his head has the words, Tianjia typing, written on it. Yin Qi is compelling, like a ghost among ghosts. The smiling Bai Wuchang is called Xie Baiyan, and the fierce-faced one is called Fan Wuju, who is the 5th-rank yin god for offering sacrifices to immortals. Specializes in arresting ghosts, assisting in rewarding good and punishing evil. Black and white are inconsequential to the fairy elders. Xie Baiyan and Fan Wuju knelt in front of the city god in awe. The 2 of you are good at catching ghosts. I don't know how confident you were in catching them, city god asked lightly. The demons and ghosts are all evil spirits in the world, there is no difference, but please give me your instructions. Okay. The city god nodded in satisfaction. Since that's the case, I order the 2 of you to go to Tianxing Mountain to catch the new Snake King. There is no room for loss. Remember, the Snake King can only fall into the hands of my immortal secretary, and must not be captured by the demon slayer. Yes. Black and white Wuchang nodded and retreated quietly. City god watched the 2 disappear into black smoke, but his eyes were still flickering. I don't know what to think. I saw a judge in a purple robe standing up with angry eyes and asking, Prince Immortal, are you thinking about how to deal with Dongyang village? Why don't you leave this matter to the next official to handle? There are 4 judges in Gongxian Division, who are in charge of rewarding good, punishing evil, investigation, and yin law. And the person in front of him, surnamed Zhang, is a judge who punishes evil, adhering to the principle of 4 no 4 no. The 4 no's: disloyalty, filial piety, brotherhood, and disbelief. 4 woos: rudeness, righteousness, honesty, and shamelessness. In Judge Zhang's view, Dongyang village is a human being, and does not agree with the imperial court, and there is no king and no master. The yin gods sent by the Chengwang temple are not accepted, and there are no gods in ignorance. The most exasperating thing is to believe in the monster in the mountain. Abandon the human race and serve it as a servant. It is even more heinous. The whole village will be punished heavily for serious crimes, and they will all be escorted to the punishment platform and executed. However, he was sent to the 18th floor of hell to be punished. After the punishment was over, pulled to the temple of reincarnation, transformed into a cow, into a horse, into a worm, into a dog, and then returned to the underworld. The city god glanced at Judge Zhang, who was glaring round and round, and knew that this matter was to be handled by him. Basically, the death penalty for Dongyang village was announced. And it's not as simple as just dying. But when he thinks about what Dongyang village has done, he doesn't see the Ming court, no gods, and only believes in the Snake King in the mountains. If not punished, I am afraid it will trigger some bad chain reactions. Let's make an example to others. It turned out that Judge Zhang took the initiative to ask for Ying, so the affairs of Dongyang village will be handled by you. No matter what the result is, there is no need to report again. As soon as these words came out, it showed that the city god had completely abandoned Dongyang village. Never ask again. Judge Zhang was overjoyed when he heard the words, and immediately took his orders and left. Some gods in the temple closed their eyes. They knew that there would be no Dongyang village in the suburbs in the future. But there is no sadness or joy. If you don't believe in the ghosts and gods of Gongshan, living is a waste of air. Tianxing Mountain Crouching Dragon Pond. Since Lin Mu sent a cat and a dog to Dongyang village, he plunged into the bottom of the pond to practice. He is currently breaking through to the 5,000 years. I thought to myself that for 5,000 years, I can comprehend a great spell of Tiangong. Don't care about your own way of life. Having a sword in your hand, even if you don't use it, is not the same as not having a sword at your disposal. Time flies, and in the blink of an eye, I have only practiced for less than 10 days. At this time, Lin Mu's Taoism has increased to 4,500 years. Congratulations to the host for comprehending the technique of earth evil, driving away gods. Remarks. You can use ghosts and gods who have been defeated by yourself, and you can even arrest and dispatch the land of mountain gods. Okay. Lin Mu's snake eyes flickered at the bottom of the pool. Exorcism can be regarded as a top-level divine art of ruling Earth Sha. Being able to use ghosts and gods is enough to show its weight. The so-called enslavement means that you defeat the opponent first. Then use the exorcism technique to make the other party his slave. I have been sent by it all my life. In other words, Lin Mu can accept many younger brothers. If it was in Dongyang village before, Lin Mu would drive away the gods. Then the ghost baby born in the world can also be reduced to his ghost servant. Jushuan is a summoning, but if you want to summon mountain gods, land and the like, you have very high requirements for Taoism. Without a 10,000-year cultivation base, if he is arrested and passed on rashly, he will be backlashed instead. Lin Mu groaned secretly. During this period of time, he seemed to have comprehended the magic arts of the earth shade very well. Whether it is the way of devouring, or this time the exorcism. They are all among the best existences in the 72 arts. Even though Lin Mu didn't comprehend the method of Tiangong again. But still extremely satisfied. Talking about 1,000 ways and 10,000 ways, his snake has only practiced ways for thousands of years. There is still a long way to go. It is estimated that only after the Taoism breaks through 10,000 can we frequently comprehend the law of Tiangong. After meditating, Lin Mu was ready to continue practicing. But there was a commotion in the forest near the bank of Wolongtan, and a huge snake loomed. Master Snake King, 2 master demon slaying masters have come down from the mountain. From the looks of it, they are coming towards Wolongtan. The voice of the snake demon went straight to the bottom of the pool. Hearing this, Lin Mu secretly sighed. What should come will always come. The emperor of the human race issued an imperial edict to take the snake, plus the 2 thunders that Lin Mu had previously attacked the demon slayer. He knew that sooner or later, the demon slayer would come to the mountain. Lin Mu, who was originally a human soul, has turned into a snake in this life. In fact, he has no intention of fighting against the human race. However, the she-male is different. Suddenly, Lin Mu's snake eyes flashed a murderous look. Still the same sentence, if people don't offend me, I won't offend others. If someone offends me, I will pay it back. Lin Mu cut off the state of 10,000 times accelerated cultivation, and got out from the bottom of the pool. Jumped directly onto the black coffin. At this moment, darkness covers the earth. The moon was dark and the wind was high, it was a murderous night. A sentence came to Lin Mu's mind. The way of devouring can swallow all external power and turn it into his own use. Looks like my snake is going to bite people tonight. He murmured. In this world of the jungle, if you don't eat people, people will eat you. There is no reason to be strong. Once reborn as a snake, one must adapt to the law of the jungle. Seeing that the shadow of the snake in the forest was still there, he was probably following his orders. Just as Lin Mu was about to speak, the other party said, "My lord, according to the reports from the snakes below, I also found 2 ghosts wandering around, one black and one white, but their whereabouts are unpredictable and they have lost their target." Lin Mu had already planted a large number of snake spirits near Wolongtan. Anyone who breaks in will be found immediately. Lost on purpose. I am afraid that the ghosts and gods for Shanxi have also come. Can disappear under the eyes of so many twin snakes. It's not easy. One black and one white, isn't it? Lin Mu had a guess in his heart. On this dark and windy night, the masters of the demon-slaying division and the ghosts and gods of the immortal division came to Wolongtan together. It seems that he will not give up until his snake is brought to justice. Okay. The murderous aura on Lin Mu intensified. Tonight, he will take the master of demon-slaying division and the ghosts and gods of Gongxian division to try the 2 earth evil magic techniques that he has recently comprehended. Drag the monster-slaying master for half an hour before putting it up. Lin Mu gave orders lightly. Snake Shadow led the order to retreat. Lin Mu, who was standing on the coffin in the posture of a small snake, looked at the sleeping zombie woman. She was still sleeping peacefully, her skin fair and snowy. The beauty cannot be squared. The first batch of guests came to our Wolongtan, do you want to wake up? Lin Mu said maliciously. Naturally, the zombie woman didn't wake up immediately. Lin Mu was not disappointed either, and the exorcism execution judgment appeared in his mind. Snake Eyes looked around quietly, and Sheku muttered something. After a while, black and white are impermanent, don't show up soon. This is the story of exorcising the gods. Immediately, there were white papers falling like fallen leaves in Wolongtan, swaying all over the sky. Immediately afterwards, a terrifying cloudy air permeated the air. Immediately, Lin Mu saw 2 phantoms looming on the stone bridge beside the bank. Then gradually gaze at the 2 men. They were dressed in black and white official uniforms, and held handcuffs and shackles in their hands. It is Gong Shanxi's black and white impermanence. It's just that the expression of black and white impermanence that appeared at this time was a bit confused. They come and hide. Originally, he wanted to wait for the master of demon slaying to come, and to have a fierce battle with this Snake King first. In the end, a fisherman gains a lot of money. But who would have thought, just now there was a call for no reason, and she appeared involuntarily. Exorcism arrest pass. This newly promoted Snake King actually knows such magic skills. He Wucheng and Bai Wucheng looked at each other, their eyes full of shock. The 2 yin gods came to my Snake King's crouching dragon pool late at night but they didn't show up, so I had to do a little trick. I'm laughing at you. Lin Mu on the coffin spoke lightly. The ghost image is black and white, who else could it be if it is not black and white? If you want to blame, you can only blame the reputation of black and white impermanence in Yangzhan. A good hand at catching ghosts. Black and white impermanence looked towards the black coffin in the middle of the pool, and saw a brilliant purple and gold snake standing upright. Although it looks small and harmless to humans and animals, no one dares to underestimate it. By the order of the city god, take the snake, and the Snake King will catch it with nothing. White nothing common has been exposed. The handcuffs in his hand turned into a black chain in the blink of an eye, which was soul-stirring. If the Snake King remembers correctly, catching monsters is a matter of slaying monsters. You are offering to Shanxi to snatch them alive. Emperor Mingxuan personally issued an imperial order to catch you, a snake, and both divisions are responsible. Bai Wucheng, this chain of yours only locks the soul, but this Snake King belongs to the Yang world, can your chain work? It doesn't matter if it's living or dead, don't worry, it can be locked. That's right, but the Snake King guesses that your chains won't work. Just try it and you'll know. With a smile on his face, Bai Wucheng threw out the black chain in his hand, tearing the air, and entangled towards Lin Mu and Tan Zongzong. The speed is too fast, like a flash of lightning. With astonishing might, Lin Mu didn't panic. Although this black and white impermanence is a 5th-grade yin god, he can easily capture ghosts for thousands of years. But if you want to catch this snake, I'm afraid you are not qualified enough. Just when he was about to fight back, another strange scene happened suddenly. The zombie woman who had been sleeping in the coffin suddenly opened her eyes. His eyes were blood red. In an instant, evil spirits permeated the wilderness. The surrounding temperature dropped rapidly. Okay. Lin Mu was just astonished when the awakened zombie woman suddenly appeared in front of him. The white jade hand grabbed the air in front of it in vain. The stone was shocked. The ecstasy chain thrown by Bai Wuchang was suddenly caught by the zombie woman. Her blood-red pupils contracted, and she pulled gently, but the force was infinite. Like King Kong Reborn, Bai Wuchang on the stone bridge instantly lost his center of gravity, uncontrollably flying towards the zombie woman along the surface of the pool. Immediately afterwards, a delicate little fist hit Bai Wuchang's abdomen, creating a turbulent sea. The surrounding air exploded. Immediately, Bai Wuchang's eyes widened and he vomited bitterness, then flew upside down and fell hard on the stone bridge again. The whole process was done in one go. This scene stunned Lin Mu, and also knocked He Wuchang into a daze. Lin Mu looked at the zombie woman floating in front of her eyes, her long black hair fluttering in the wind. The delicate and flawless face does not contain a trace of expression. Just like the beauty of the iceberg. Those blood-red eyes were murderous, making one's scalp tingle. You actually woke up. Lin Mu woke up the zombie woman before, it was just a joke. Now he not only woke up, but also sent Bai Wuchang flying with a punch. You must know that Bai Wuchang is not comparable to those village gods at the foot of the mountain. It is the yin god who is famous for offering immortals. The body becomes evil, and the power is infinite. This is the conclusion Lin Mu came to through the scene just now. The zombie woman ignored Lin Mu and floated in front of the black coffin expressionlessly. Black impermanence on the stone bridge supports white impermanence. Bai Wuchang said in horror. Zombie, that's a millennium zombie. He Wuchang was shocked, a snake raised a zombie as a bodyguard. What the hell combination is this? Zombies are neither humans nor ghosts nor gods. They do not exist in the world. Since they are encountered by our brothers, we can only arrest them together. The shackles in He Wuchang's hands also turned into ecstasy chains, and he threw them towards the zombie woman. But as soon as it was thrown away, it regretted it, because the lessons learned from the past were right in front of it. It's a damn occupational disease. Under normal circumstances, when they face ghosts, they just toss a set of ecstasy chains, and then the ghosts can only follow them obediently. Because the ecstasy chain is specially made for ghosts, it has a certain degree of oppression. But in front of him, this zombie is neither human, nor ghost, nor god, a product of the three, obviously not afraid of the soul-stirring chains. As expected, He Wuchang's chains of ecstasy were also grabbed by the zombie woman, and she pulled them hard. Simple and rude. He Wuchang also simply let go, so as not to get punched. Zombies are notoriously powerful. If you want to follow Kibi Lahe, you are asking yourself to be humiliated. Because of He Wuchang's confession, the zombie woman snatched Bai Wuchang's chains first. Now holding a soul-stirring black chain in each hand, the whole person looks beautiful, sassy and weird. Snapped. The zombie woman slapped the surface of the pool with a chain, and the waves were stormy for a while. The water waves soared into the sky and turned into torrential rain. Good chain. Lin Mu brushed off his sense of presence and praised. The chain in black and white Wuchang's hands is a magic weapon for catching ghosts. Even if it encounters a powerful evil ghost, it will be all around. Bold zombie, you have been tolerated by the world, yet you dare to fight against the ghosts and gods that we offer Shanxi. Are you tired of living? The chain of black impermanence was snatched, and he scolded angrily. After Bai Wuchang received a punch, he crouched and crutched. It seemed like a simple punch. But who knows? Too much power. The ordinary yin god, I'm afraid it has been wiped out. Bai Wuchang still had a smile on his face, but it was a wry smile, and said, Zombie, return our chains, if you want to save this snake. If you can't, the masters of the Demon Slayer will arrive soon. It said to Lin Mu again, Snake King, I advise you to go back with us obediently. Emperor Mingxuan personally issued an order. No one in the world can protect your snake. Lin Mu doesn't understand why the zombie woman protects her from disasters. But the situation in front of him is too much to think about. The snake's eyes looked at the black and white impermanence on the stone bridge, and there was a hint of playfulness in his eyes. My snake can't be guaranteed to live in another story, but you black and white impermanence, I'm afraid you have to change your family first. What? Change the gate? Black and white impermanence looked at each other, both of them were at a loss, not understanding the meaning of this sentence. Arrogant and confident words came from Lin Mu again. Just now, the Snake King used the technique of exorcising gods to arrest you to show up, and now I want to use this technique to completely enslave you. After a word, thunder rumbled in the sky. Over Crouching Dragon Pool, I saw two thick lightning strikes towards Black and White Wuchang, and they were instantly submerged. Whether it is against ghosts or ghosts and gods, the best method is the method of thunder. The power of Jiang is omnipotent. What? Immediately, Black and White impermanent screams came from the stone bridge. In the midst of thunder and lightning. Extremely painful. Exorcise the gods, recognize the Lord, and surrender. Lin Mu, in the posture of a small snake, manifested a phantom of a giant snake above his head, roaring towards the stone bridge. After a long time, the thunder and lightning dissipated. The two ghosts knelt down, their eyes empty. Black and White impermanence meets the master. Wolongtan is halfway up the mountain. The 200 adults of the demon-slaying division are being imprisoned by a group of snake spirits. In all directions in the forest, there are poisonous snakes. Among them, there are several thousand-year-old snake demons. Under their winding and huge snake bodies, the scales shone with a cold light, which was fierce and terrifying. With a ferocious mouth, he attacked the 200 households frantically. Damn it, it was discovered before reaching Wolongtan, what a failure. Song Baihu's Shuchun knife waved like the wind, preventing the snakes from approaching. With powerful force, a casual slash can take away the lives of several snake spirits. Zhang Baihu's saber was quick, accurate and ruthless, and he went straight to the 7-inch position of the snake, trying to preserve his strength as much as possible. Immediately said, the Snake King dared to designate Wolongtan as his training ground. He didn't want to die. He had already spread snakes all over the area of 100 miles. If I want to go to Wolongtan, I can only kill a bloody road. Then kill, these damned snakes kill one, it is for the country and the people. However, the forest was full of snake remains. The bleeding didn't stop. But the vitality of the snake is strong, and many snake spirits have their heads cut off, but none of them lose their vitality immediately. Also tried to bite. There were too many snakes, even though the 200 households were very powerful, they didn't kill a single blood in a short time. On the contrary, he made himself very embarrassed. It is said that 2 fists are no match for 4 hands, not to mention facing vicious and refined snakes. They are physically strong and huge. Whether it was swept by the snake's tail or bitten. Even being entangled may limit oneself to death. However, in the stalemate situation of the human-snake battle, suddenly, the group of snakes retreated like a tide. No sign. They retreated into the forest one after another, but disappeared. This scene puzzled the monker Zong, who was surprised by the 2 adults from 100 households. What's the situation? Zhang Baihu said. Could it be that we are afraid of being killed and know that we can't stop us? Song Baihu was suspicious. Snakes are ferocious and cunning. If you retreat at this time, you may be cheating. What are you afraid of? In the face of absolute force, all tricks are just floating clouds, and they are talking on the Wolongtan. The 200 households moved quickly, like monkeys in the mountains, turning over stones and jumping trees. Not long after, they stood on the stone bridge of Wolongtan. He saw 2 figures, one black and one white, kneeling on the ground. That gesture was very humble. The 2 of them were shocked. Gong Shanxi's 5th-rank yin god is black and white impermanent. Why are you kneeling? Before he could see clearly, a voice came from the center of the pool. Welcome the 2 adults of the Demon Slayer to the Wolong Lake of the Snake King. We are far away to welcome you. The 200 households looked along the sound, but only saw a woman in white hanging on the surface of the pool. Long hair fluttering, tall, but there is a strong evil spirit spreading around him. It's very weird, and it's not easy to mess with at first glance. Zombie. The eyes of the 200 households were like torches. Immediately, they asked black and white impermanence angrily, since you are here, why don't you do it? This Snake King also raises zombies. It's a heinous crime. You offer Shanxi not to eat dry food, but to eat incense, but watch. Black and white impermanence turned a deaf ear, just knelt on one knee with empty eyes. Simply ignore them. Black and white impermanence, do you want to be a part of the book for Shanxi? Since there are zombies, then you take action to deal with them. The 200 households arranged tasks. You are deaf and dumb, express your opinion. From the beginning to the end, black and white impermanence did not respond at all, like petrification. At this moment, a cold voice came from Tan Zongzong. Black and white impermanence, please greet these two guests on behalf of the master. As soon as these words came out, black and white Wuchang immediately started to move. Turning around, he showed a bleak smile at the 200 households. Eerie. Immediately afterwards, they rushed to attack the evil wolf. All of a sudden, the wind howled, and ghosts and wolves howled in the sky. Black and white are impermanent, are you crazy? The 200 households panicked. Although the Demon Killing Division and the Gongxian Division do not deal with each other, the enemy is at hand. Now is not the time to fight in the nest. But in fact, black and white impermanence didn't say a word, but just attacked wildly. The 200 households can only be exhausted. They are all 5th grade, their strengths are not much different, and they fight back and forth. Until the zombie woman suspended in the center of the pool came flying with 2 ecstasy chains. Join the battle. The fighting power of this flesh and blood zombie can be described as devastating. Within a few rounds, the 2 Baihus were seriously injured and fell to the ground vomiting blood. Their expressions became serious. Black and white are rebellious, zombies are fierce in combat, and there is a Snake King who did not appear. This situation is completely out of line with expectations. They are not dead-hearted, and they want to retreat. They met each other's eyes, got up and fled towards the stone bridge. My lords, you are here, so don't leave, let's stay here. I saw a purple gold snake shadow passing by with a glimpse. A bloody mouth devoured towards the 200 households. A goose passes without a trace, a snake passes without a trace. In the next second, the Baihu of the 2 demon slayers fell into a dark abyss. Since then, it has disappeared from the world. In a secret room in the headquarters of Demon Slayer, 2 life lamps went out. Late at night in Dongyang village, everyone turned off the lights and went to bed early. But a dense number of ghosts appeared outside the village. It was gloomy. Judge Zhang was dressed in a purple robe, with angry eyes and a strong aura. He came with a large group of ghost soldiers. Entered the village mightily. When passing by a certain house, a pure white snowy dog barked fiercely. Judge Zhang glanced at it and waved his hand at the rabid dog. Suddenly, a powerful force swept out. The dog directly turned into blood mist. A mere 100-year-old dog spirit dares to yell at me, knowing whether to live or die. Judge Zhang ordered lightly. This village seems to be completely deviant, and has been reduced to the servants of the monster clan. Escort everyone out and wait for the judge's judgment. When hundreds of ghost soldiers heard the news, they rushed towards every house like evil spirits. Judge Zhang finally came to the Snake King Temple in Dongyang village, his pupils constricted, there are still demons. On the roof of the Snake King Temple, a cat spirit covered in fur protruded, and its eyes were breathtaking. Ordinary people dare not look directly at it. This cat is interesting. It has been practiced for 500 years, has extraordinary blood, and is born with yin and yang eyes. It's a pity to kill it. As the words fell, a tauren with 2 ox hooves and a steel hairpin walked out beside him. It has a tall body, 6 or 7 feet high. My lord advanced into the temple. The mere kitten, my subordinates will be caught by my lord. So good. Judge Zhang strode towards the Snake King Temple. A lamplighter came out in a panic, and was immediately taken down by a ghost pawn. When Judge Zhang walked into the lobby, his face suddenly darkened. In the lobby, incense is lingering like a cloud, and there are 2 incense burners on each side filled with incense candles. At the top, on the altar stands a statue of the Snake King, which is lifelike and looks down on the common people. Everyone in Dongyang village deserves to die. If people don't do good things, they are willing to become servants of snakes. Today, I will definitely send them to hell to repent. In one sentence, there is a strong sense of murder. Punishes evil judges, is jealous of demons, and is the most shameful person in his life who believes in demons. They don't worship so many ghosts and gods under the emperor's royal seal, but worship a snake demon in the mountain. Really hateful. The more Judge Zhang looked at the statue of the Snake King on the altar, the angrier he became. I just wanted to slap it with my palm, but a puff of green smoke rose from the ground. Suburban Parent Officer Land God drilled out. He is 2 feet tall and wears an official hat. The little god has met the judge. Judge Zhang just glanced at the god of land coldly, and said lightly, "Land, you are very dereliction of duty. A village in the suburbs believes in snake demons, and you don't care about it at all." The land god smiled wryly. "My lord, it's not that the little god is negligent, but who the people want to believe in. I really can't control this matter. HMPH, it doesn't matter if you can or not." The land was surprised when he heard the words, "What do you want to do with Dongyang village?" Associating with demons and becoming servants of demons, all of them will be killed directly, and they will go to hell to repent. The land god's face became stiff. "My lord, isn't this treatment too much? There are hundreds of people in a village anyway." To put it bluntly, it was toucan. How could a god who was worshipped by the common people do such a thing? Judge Zhang said coldly, "I have the decree of the city god, and I can dispose of it as I like. You don't need to report it. You understand the land." "My lord, it is not an unforgivable crime for the people of Dongyang village to believe in the Snake King in the mountains. After all, it is their own business." Land. Judge Zhang gave a heavy drink, and said, "My god sees that you are sleepy and sleepy, do you know what you are talking about? Is there any king in the world?" The land god took a deep breath, and put it another way, "The little god has seen the Snake King in the mountain. The Snake King has merit and virtue. He went down the mountain twice, but he didn't hurt a single person. On the contrary, he killed a ghost baby born in Dongyang village. What do you want to express? Do you want to say that the snake monster in the mountain is a good monster and protects the people?" Judge Zhang's face darkened, staring at the land. The land bit the bullet and continued, "A good monster is not a good monster, and the little god dare not guarantee the ticket, but at least there is no troublesome party. If he can be channeled and persuaded to surrender, maybe this mountain snake king can be used by the court." Ha ha ha. Judge Zhang seemed to have heard some big joke. "Land, do you mean to let His Majesty withdraw the imperial decree to take the snake, and then confer a fairy spirit on that snake demon? How dare you think about it?" The land smiled awkwardly. "This matter is indeed unrealistic. After all, you have no jokes. In addition, the Snake King in the mountain has a little bit of grievances with Gongxianxi and Yaojianxi. But the god of the land is virtuous and good, and he did not give up. He said, the imperial court has always had a precedent for canonizing immortals. The carp in Yunhu Lake in Tianxing Basin is also a demon. Isn't it that the imperial court canonized it as the god of the fairy lake, issued a list, and built clay sculptures to be incensed by the people forever? The Snake King in the mountains hasn't been infected with human life yet. It is also a blessing for the people that the court can subdue it. No matter how you look at it, there are only advantages and no disadvantages." Judge Zhang snorted coldly. "That carp is different. It was a koi carp raised by a scholarly family before it became spiritually intelligent. The carp hears and sees the words of the master's mouth every day. The sages and rites listen to Confucianism and Taoism to enlighten the spirit and become the essence. How can the snake demon be the same? Being turned into a spirit by Confucianism and Taoism, this kind of background is incomparable to any monster. That's why the imperial court canonized him as a fairy. But this situation is very rare. Also, I don't know if the snake demon was infected with human life or not, but the snake demon acted recklessly and killed the village god of Taiping village. Don't you know if you are the judge? The Zhang mention of Taiping village, during his inauguration, oppressed the people and acted mischievously. He was killed by the Snake King, and the local villagers applauded him. Even if Zhang mention made a mistake, he will be punished by the city god. Will it be a monster's turn to kill him? Land, what you said, is becoming more and more dangerous. Could it be that you don't want to be a god anymore, and want to be with monsters?" The land god was suffocated when he heard the words, and was speechless for a while. He was just telling the truth. But the Snake King in the mountain killed the village god. This matter really can't be resolved. It can be regarded as completely offending Gong Shanxi. What he said was useless. At this time, a horse-faced rakshasa walked into the lobby. It was 8 feet tall, holding a spear, and said to the judge, "My lord, all the villagers of Dongyang village are detained outside, please deal with it." Judge Zhang nodded when he heard the words, and then glanced at the land. "Land, Dongyang village's affairs are handled by myself, you can go to sleep if you have nothing to do." The land hurriedly shook his head, and replied, "The little god is not sleepy." Judge Zhang didn't bother to pay attention to the land. so he said to the horse's face, "Let's all bet on it." Not long after, driven by a group of ghost soldiers, the lobby was overcrowded, filled with panic-stricken Dongyang villagers. Ma Mian yelled viciously, "You untouchables, don't hesitate to kneel down, this is the third-rank magistrate in front of you." The villagers knew the grades, but they saw the magistrate in a purple robe, not angry and majestic, and looked aloof, and they were already terrified and dazed. "Kneel fast, don't kneel." A group of ghost soldiers kicked down many people. When Judge Zhang saw the villagers kneeling down, his gaze swept across like lightning. The villagers were all trembling and dared not breathe. "Do you know why I came late at night?" The villagers naturally didn't know, but they didn't dare to speak out, waiting for the next word. "Condemn." The two words were earth-shattering, like a heavy bomb blasted down. Please like and subscribe.